Well, the history of Fresno State athletics has been filled with many great players, and this fall on Bulldog Insider, we're looking back at the best of the best, those Bulldog Ballers who left quite a legacy at Fresno State. Here's Angelique Martinez with the voice of the Bulldogs, Paul Loeffler.
Time for another segment of Bulldog Ballers. We're joined by Paul Loeffler, the voice of the Bulldogs. We're now talking about former Fresno State running back Ryan Mathews. Let's talk about his breakout freshman season. We've got to start there.
Well, I want to take you back a little further if I can.
Okay, please do.
Because that was special, and we can get there. And I had the privilege of calling all Ryan's games at Fresno State, which was fun, or at least a lot of them. But when I first realized how special Ryan Mathews was when he was in high school. And working for this TV station operation here, I was covering a high school football playoff game at Bob Matthias Stadium in Tulare. Tulare Union had one of the greatest high school teams I'd ever seen. I thought there's no way anybody can stop them from getting to the Valley Championship. And here comes this guy for West High in Bakersfield, Ryan Mathews.
There you go.
And not only is he breaking tackles and stiff-arming people and going to the end zone, he's picking off passes. He was playing in the secondary, and he was the best player on the field. And I don't think he was even a senior yet at that point. So I was like, okay, this Mathews kid is pretty good. And then the next year he's a senior. You're hearing about recruiting. I don't know if Fresno State's going to be able to get him, but Pat Hill showed, faith in him early, and Ryan stayed true to that commitment. And Ryan will tell you to this day that Pat Hill changed his life. But that freshman year, I think every Bulldog fan saw what I had seen at Bob Matthias Stadium a couple of years earlier. Just an uncanny ability with the ball in his hand. First play from scrimmage, Mathews, they have it blocked where he just has to hurdle this one spot in the line that they've blocked, and then he's off to the races. 77 yards and a touchdown on the first play of the game. You're like, yeah, this guy's a little different from everybody else.
Would you say that's one of the most memorable plays of his career at Fresno State?
For me, that was because to kind of have a hint that it was coming and then see it actually happen, that the way it was supposed to go is how it went. You're like, okay. Not too many people can do that. But, I mean, that hurdle at UCLA was special. There were a lot of them. That year, I mean, the game that he played against Boise State, Kellen Moore and the Broncos won that game, but Ryan Mathews was the best player on the field. And it was like every other series, you hand him the ball and he's gone. And that's against one of the best teams in the country, right? Just a real special player. And, he actually came back recently and was inducted into the Fresno County Athletic Hall of Fame. And it was really neat to see his perspective now, because he's been a Pro Bowler since then, right? He's had a lot of success in the NFL. But now, as he's trying to raise a family and move on with life, you can tell he looks back at his Fresno State years as the best years of his life. And he made them some pretty special years for Bulldog fans, too.
Being the #1 rusher in the country, what did that do not only for Mathews, but to put Fresno State on the map more than maybe it had been in recent years?
Well, it's how that team won games. There was a game that year where they had chances to do even more, and they played the University of Cincinnati in Cincinnati. That team was undefeated, ended up #3 in the country. Travis Kelce ran Wildcat against them. But because they had Ryan Mathews, they could control the line of scrimmage. And Fresno State ended up with 44 minutes of possession, I think, and lost 28-20. But it was the fact that they had that kind of run game that kept them in it. I think that was a big part of, Pat Hill's mentality for that team. We're going to be tougher. You're going to know where we're coming from, but we're going to do it. I think the simplest way to say it with Ryan Mathews is, no matter where you were on the field, no matter what down it was or how much time was left, if he touched the football, every fan in the stadium thought there was a chance of a touchdown. And there aren't too many guys that you can say that about.